Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Anatomy of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning. My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 5 of the 100 days of Q&A.
If you're new here, welcome. We have over 100 episodes of different format versions of this podcast covering all sorts of things marriage related, so check those out because they're awesome, and we're glad that you're here. If you're new here, in addition, you can get a free audiobook on us because we love you deeply. So go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage and get your free audiobook. So please, please, please do that.
Go there.
Go there.
Get smarter.
Get smarter.
Okay. Today, we do 2 things. We start out with a prayer. We share past gratitude because gratitude changes your heart and changes your marriage. And then we do a review of the day.
Yeah,
and then we do listener questions.
Yeah, 4 things.
So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the feed right now so we can answer them real time.
And we're live on Instagram and Facebook.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
you
pray.
Okay.
Thank you, God, Creator, for your blessings. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the many, many opportunities that you give us every day. I pray that we have a growth mindset and seize every second to live and love and be the best people we can be. I pray this podcast is helpful to whoever listens. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I am thankful that you really helped and were intentional in facilitating a relaxing evening last night.
You're welcome.
You were being very intentional because you recently got the high performance productivity thing by Brendan Burchard.
High performance, yeah, whatever.
Something like that. And
Calendar.
You're doing it and I can literally tell a difference and it's rad. And I bought one this morning. Go to Amazon. They're $10.
What is it called? High Performance Habits.
High Performance Planner or something.
High Performance Planner?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's good. It's very thorough and will make you get on track. So what do you think before this guy did?
I'm thankful that you are never mean to me. You're never like, oh, good one, or that was stupid. You never say
sarcastic or critical.
Well, you never say like that I'm fat or that I'm dumb, or you know what I mean. Like you never put me down. You never belittle me. Sometimes you say things that make me feel bad.
You're not fat or dumb, so why would I say that?
Oh gosh, I pterodactyl my statement.
Pterodactyl. Okay.
Anyway, but I'm thankful that you're like that. I'm glad that you care that I said that.
You're welcome.
I feel great now.
I do care. Thank you. Happy Friday, y'all. Okay. Oh, review of the day. Sorry, guys. I thought that was on there. So, okay. Review of the day. Let's see. What? Where are you going?
Just read the review. I gotta wipe my nose.
We're doing a show here.
Running.
Okay. 5 stars. Okay. This is solo round.
Yes.
5 stars. Good stuff. I like the podcast because it takes a realistic look at marriage that is honest with the struggles while maintaining devotion to each other. Thank you, Clark L. Stevens. Yeah, that's what we try to do. We try to be real because if you're not real, what are you doing? I'm not sure. Okay, on to the questions. So, this is from a woman's perspective, can a man be too soft when comforting while you are hurting?
I would say, yeah. Can you scoot over? I would say yes. Thank you for the question. But it's not that a man is too soft or whatever. It's that you need to figure out the comfort style of your partner. That sounds like a sleep comfort system or something. But I know that sounds silly, but sometimes Seth will do the thing that he thinks I want. Like he'll sort of treat me the way that maybe I would treat him, like really gently, like kind of motherly. And as a woman, I'm like, I don't need like Mary Poppins right now. I need Thor. I don't know. Like I need someone to be like, I've got you. I'm not. I need someone to make me feel extremely safe and like protected and like valuable.
Kind of a leadership role. Like, listen, I know you're hurting. I got this. I will take care of you.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of different ways that's even just that sentence could come across. I know you're hurting. I can take care of you. It could be like, I really know you're hurting. I can take care of you. Or
that's no good?
I know. Well, no, it's not that it's no good. It's just, what does your partner need?
Right.
That's the most important thing. And that requires a conversation or multiple conversations around what does your partner need in their deepest times of struggle, whether that's emotionally with some sort of grief, or maybe it's some sort of like loss of a job, or fear of change, or going to school, whatever it is. There's a million reasons that you would need someone to help you. But just have those conversations. And it's weird as a partner. It would be weird to be asked, like, how do you need me to behave?
Right.
But it'd be awesome to figure that out.
Okay, and so this is a guy asking the question, and I would like to think about, okay, are we trying to fix it? We've had conversations around, okay, guys just want to fix, okay, how do I make this better? Or just listen. So that's a really important thing for you to ask your spouse, like, okay, do you need me to fix this for you, or can I just be with you and
do you just want me to listen and hear what you have to say, or do you want me to do something about it? And that can be a really empowering conversation if it's done sort of with humility and love and just a lot of grace around it.
Yeah, and then being actually willing to do what your spouse says. Okay, we have another one. That's a good question. Thanks, Brad. Learning how your spouse receives love is super important. Sometimes that doesn't look the same way for every situation either. That's right. Sometimes Melanie wants me to fix things. Sometimes she wants me to just listen, right? And vice versa. Sometimes I want to be just like, yo, just be soft and nice to me right now. Or let's get stuff done. Let's do this, right? Okay, so that's a good one. Okay. Can you read this one? I'm not sure what kind of
give
order
it a
you have
go.
here.
It's just one. So this one was from an email, and it's sort of cut up so it can make sense. So it says, I strongly fit into the category of a 7 on the Enneagram. I'm ready, I'm longing, I'm hungry for what's to come next. My desire to see the world, or even just this country more, is very strong. I regularly struggle with the thought that this is it. This living in our community is it all it's ever going to be. And it's not that I'm not content with this. I'm so very fortunate to have a life and opportunities that I have. Sometimes I just know that there has to be more. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, so perhaps my sense of isolation is contributing to the unease as well. Regardless, this is very real to me. The feeling of sinking and being stuck and unable to follow my dreams of exploring and wandering can at times be a little depressing. My husband is not a 7, he's a 2. And his practicality oftentimes clashes with my natural tendencies of being free-spirited. I guess where I'm going with this is our Enneagram personalities don't always mesh well. How can I honor him without feeling like I'm bending over and giving up, or who I fundamentally am? When does following my dreams become not a selfish act? That's a great question, and I wanted to ask the whole thing and read the whole thing because I think it's really every day. You unplug my headphones
every day
from your hip slinging headphone plug-in.
Okay.
Answer.
Go.
I think it's really important to, like you are saying, you've established that your Enneagram types are different. I think that's an awesome place to start, obviously. On the Enneagram Institute website, there's things that are like, if you're a 9, married to a 1. If you're a 1, married to a 7, or whatever. And it has the common problems that those couples will face. And then it's really, really interesting. So go to the EnneagramInstitute.com, I think is what it is. And you can look up like number pairing.
That's really good that you said that. And so from a therapist perspective, like reading all kinds of literature and finding out, oh, I'm this way, and this personality type, and this, do not use that as an alarm system. Oh crap, she's a 2, I'm a 4. Oh, it'll never work out. Gonna be that it's not doom and gloom. Again, the Enneagram is a tool to give you insights and to also give you insight into your partner. That absolutely does not mean that like, oh, she's water and I'm oil. Great. What is this? Right? And then when you were reading that question, I was thinking about the fruit smoothie, fruit salad kind of thing. Okay, he's a 2, you're a, 7. Celebrate your differences, right? That doesn't mean that just because he doesn't like something that you're into, like, I like all kinds of stuff that Melanie doesn't like. She doesn't like snowboarding,
hunting.
Well, you've never done it, I guess, but you don't like hunting. You don't like cold dips. You don't like you don't like a lot of things that I like, right? And some of your interests are not my interests, and that's okay. And it did take us a real minute to figure that out, and for her not to internalize the stuff that I wanted to do, and for me not to take personal and internalize what she wanted to do, and I think that we're continuing to go through that process, but just coming to the fact that okay, she's a 2, I'm a 7, whatever. That doesn't mean
that's not that, our numbers. Yeah,
no, that's not. That's just examples, but that doesn't mean again that what is this? I'm now relegated to,
Yep. And that being said, I have felt the exact feeling of, is this all there is? I'm just going to be a mom. I'm just going to clean this idiot house 1,100 billion times. Yeah, that feeling is extremely real, and especially as a mom, because I think it feels like there's not a way out. Not that you want a way out of being a mother to your children, but sometimes you do. But there is a very definite, like, did I really sign up for this? And this is all I can do my entire life? That is very depressing. So what I did is, I'm not kidding here, and it ties directly into our sponsor, but I started using audiobooks and podcasts that are sort of life-giving, educational, the things that I wanted, like I kind of imagined myself in 7 years from where I was 7 years ago today, right? And I went, what do I need to get there? I need leadership skills. Okay, I'm gonna listen to the weird, like, Harvard Business Review leadership podcast because it's free and I can. So I would listen to stuff like that. I knew I wanted to know how to do audio engineering, so I would listen to audio engineering podcasts that I didn't even understand, but I knew that if I started, I could get somewhere else, right? So you have to think, you don't want to, like, light the whole house on fire and be like, peace, I'm out, I'm going to chase my dreams, there's more out there. You got to do things incrementally. So what is the thing that you want to figure out how to do? Is it fundraising for wells in developing nations? Figure out the next step. Figure out what the dream is. What's the thing that's out there that you're chasing? Is it travel? Start figuring out how, maybe you could become a travel agent's person. Like, that's a real thing you could do. Start now, if it's something you want to do, but start small. So people often feel that, like, this is all there is, I'm going to die this way, this sucks. And then they want to, like, forget everything.
Okay, and here's another thing too. We come to these realizations. Is this all it is? And then guess who we look to? We go, you
did
You're
this to
holding
me.
me back. You're doing this. But
I've never done that to you.
Yeah.
Every day of my life.
Yeah, right. Anyway, that is not helpful, right? Of course, if your spouse is just a poopy pants, I hate saying that word, but you said it, I don't know why I just said it. If your spouse is a stick in the mud, then they could work around growth mindsets, because what you're doing is putting them out of their comfort zone. But what we have to realize is we are our own individual people. And if you really want to do something, you can. And you cannot be in the, light the house on fire, peace out, I'm doing this. It's, hey, this works for me. Have a long conversation, tons of long conversations about it. Use the clearing structure on yourself. Not, hey, Melanie, when you do this, it makes me feel this way. It's like, hey, honey, when I'm in this situation of feeling discontent and knowing that there's more out there, it makes me feel like, I don't know, depressed or stifled or muffled or whatever. What I want for myself is the ability to get my stuff done here, responsibilities, marriage, kids, work, or whatever, and also do these other things, right? And people do both a zillion times. I've had a full-time job for a zillion years. Melanie's a full-time mom. She is an audio engineer. She makes all this stuff, and we still find the time to do stuff with our kids, to travel, to do things that we want to do, because that's what we want to do. And if you really want to do it, and you're not just talking or blowing smoke, you will absolutely do it. I had a conversation yesterday, and I gave the analogy of people who are addicted to alcohol or heroin, like really strung out. I work with homeless people in downtown Seattle. No matter what, they have zero money. If they are addicted, they will find a way, because that is their main focus, right? And if the podcast is something that we want to continue to do, we will find a way. If I want to go speak in Dubai again, which I really do, I will make that happen. Not just like, hey, peace out, I'm blowing up the credit card and doing all this stuff. No, I will do it responsibly. And okay, does this actually work for our family? Does this work in the larger scope of stuff? For me, yes it does. And we'll make it work.
Yeah, right? and I will say too that sometimes just like journaling out those feelings and having conversations where you say, partner, I don't need you to fix this. I'm not blaming you, but I want to talk about it. And then journaling on your own about it can sometimes take away that kind of antsy feeling that like, I have to do something now. Sort of, I'm trying to think of how to word that.
It slows your brain down. And when we journal, and that's another perfect point, when we journal, it slows our brain down. It gives us a chance to externalize the problem, and then we can read it. So we're taking it from our brain, which kind of is like, sometimes like a beehive with things going everywhere. We take it, we write it down, then we slow it down. Oh, we can read it. We can read it back to ourselves. We can read it out loud, which really changes your thinking about it, which is really good. So that's a good idea.
And so here's what I was saying. So write down your feelings, like, this is what I want to do, and that's full of like passion and desire and a little bit of like, oh, I wish things were different. Then write down right next to it what you are actually doing. So this is what I want to do. So I'm listening to these podcasts, going to this seminar, watching this webinar. That way you're showing the sort of like passionate fire, and then you're showing the thing that's going to either fuel it more in a good way or put it out, like the antsy bad part. You can be like, okay, this is what I feel, so this is what I'm doing. So calm yourself down.
Yes.
Right? And bring peace to yourself by having a plan. If that makes sense.
This is Friday Fire today. You know, I listened to a podcast yesterday, and I think it was, I don't know, I listened to a bunch, but one of them was Order of Man podcast with Ryan Mickler, who was a guest on the show in season 1. Season 2, whatever, I don't know. And he was talking about, okay, put in this column what you want to do, or maybe this is the other book I'm reading, I don't know, what you want to do.
Kyle Cease.
Right, what you are actually doing, and that middle spot is where we feel all the tension. Like, oh, I want to get in shape and want to lose 10 pounds and do this. Okay, this is my desire, but on this column over here, I'm going to the bakery every other day, sometimes every day.
That isn't Kyle Cease, I was wrong.
I'm drinking too much beer.
Red Bull.
Yeah. I'm not doing the things that will get me here. And then taking a look, because being in the middle sucks. That's where stress, that's where anxiety, that's where the tension is, right? So writing them down, going, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing. Now I think about it differently. Oh, crap, I didn't realize I was going to the bakery 2 times a day. Ooh, okay, that's not going to get me to the goal, right? So what kind of marriage, what kind of aspirations do you have, what kind of dreams do you have? Write down what you're doing and write down what you want, and then you'll get your answer. You can't always do the things to keep your spouse comfortable, especially if you want to grow and better yourself. No, if you want to grow and better yourself, it will be uncomfortable.
But you can do that really well. That's the thing. I think people, it's not modeled in TV. When people change, it's like, I'm out of here, and they slam the door and drive off.
Right.
We don't need to change like that. You can actually change incrementally and with a lot of grace and love.
You know how many times we have slammed the door and driven off when we were young married? I don't even remember. A lot.
It's not worth thinking about right now.
Right.
I did want to, there's one more question that we got.
In the past.
And it says, just curious if you have any family podcasts to recommend. No, I don't.
Or favorite podcast on parenting.
I just read it wrong. Is it?
Read it wrong. You said complete wrong
if
words.
You have any favorite podcasts on parenting? We don't. I don't anyway. I've been
Meg Meeker.
Very disappointed. Oh yeah, Meg Meeker. I read audiobooks on parenting because podcasts on parenting tend to be, for some reason, very child-centric, like goofy sounding. I don't know.
It is parenting.
Well, I'm not a child, so you can talk to me like I'm an adult. It annoys the crap out of me when parenting podcasts are like, have weird like toy sounding music in the introduction. Clapping and tambourine. Anyway, that's not beside the point. Okay. I listen to audiobooks. Meg Meeker has like strong mothers, strong sons, strong fathers, and strong daughters or something. Dr. Dan Siegel has a ton of parenting books. Parenting from the Inside Out.
Yes.
The Whole Brain Child.
The Whole Brain Child is a good
Brainstorm. Again, Meg Meeker has a podcast. Meg Meeker has audiobooks. Those are all really good resources that I think for parenting, but they're not podcasts. I guess maybe Meg Meeker's is. But I wanted to offer the question because I wanted listeners to answer that. If they have good parenting podcasts, please share it with us on our Facebook or on Instagram or whatever. Let us know a good parenting podcast that you know of. Hashtag, we want to make one. Anatomy of Family.
Anatomy of Family, AOF. So that's a good segue. On the Facebook group, we have private men's groups, we have private women's groups, and then a whole page. So in the whole page, maybe drop your... Whole page? In the whole men's and women's groups, like the whole Anatomy of Marriage page.
Okay.
Yeah, drop your favorite podcast about parenting in there. It's a really cool community, and you know, dudes and women put in questions. I don't read the women's, but hearing from you, put in questions, and then sometimes we're not even on there, and it just goes, and it's a growing community of people supporting other people who listen to the show, who want to have a growth mindset, who want to continue in a growth mindset, who want to better themselves individually, if you're married or not, and then also obviously have a better marriage. So you guys are awesome. Aaron says Raising Boys and Girls with Sarah Bragg.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to look that up.
Awesome.
Is it an audiobook?
Maybe.
I can't read.
So, okay, you guys, thank you so much. Speaking of audiobooks, go to audible.com.
Nope, audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage and get your free audiobook on us. And if you enjoy the podcast and these daily things, please, for the love of all that is holy, rate and review the podcast on iTunes and share it with all your friends. And I mean all of them.
And we'll read your
But not your weird friends. I didn't mean all of them. I don't want your weird friends to know.
Most of them.
It speaks about emotional milestones kids need to meet and how we can help them. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really
You
good.
didn't tell me if it was an audiobook, though, because I can't read. Just kidding.
Okay, we love you guys. Thank you. Join us tomorrow for Sexy Saturday, Instagram Live, and Facebook Live. All right, peace out. Have an awesome Friday.
Bye.
Love you guys.